Hey everybody, welcome to episode number 83 of Cameron's Nostalgia Podcast. I'm your host Cameron Circle, and today I have with me Mike Harding. How are you?
Pretty good. Thanks, Cameron. How are you?
Good. Now, for any of you guys who don't know, Mike is a puppeteer and owner of Applefun Puppetry,
That is true.
and he played himself in This is Daniel Cook.
I was a guest on This is Daniel Cook many, many years ago when I was much younger.
Nice.
Hmm.
Let's begin our first question.
Shoot.
How did you get interested in puppetry?
Good question, Cameron. How did I get interested in puppetry? It's a long story. Do you have time?
Mm-hmm.
Great. I got started in puppetry when I was a little kid, probably the youngest that I can remember being interested in puppetry was watching the Muppet Show on television when I was, I guess probably around 8 or 9 or 10 years old. I loved it and I wanted to, well, I just loved it. And then I went to see an exhibit at the Ontario Science Center in the early 80s sometime, and it was an exhibit of behind the scenes of the puppet show. It's called The Art of the Muppet. Art of the Muppets, I think it was called. And it showed like they had all the puppets there, but also had a lot of like photos of um, men and women working in New York City making the puppets and working the puppets. And those photos that I saw at that exhibition really had an impact on me. And I thought, wow, that's somebody's job. And then I thought, I wonder what it would be like to have a job like that. And that was all when I was around 10 years old that I saw all of that. I loved it. And around that same time, too, my cousin and I made our first puppet just out of a tennis ball. It was our dog. My dog used to chew up the tennis balls and split them in half, but not all the way through. So made a little mouth if you squeezed it from the sides. So my cousin and I were like, hey, that looks like a little puppet. So we made our first puppet out of a tennis ball that was sort of split in half. Put some googly eyes on there, put a tea towel over top of it, and that was the first puppet. And then I had a teacher who let me do a puppet show with one of my classmates for the science fair. So it wasn't really science, but she thought that the puppet show would make the science fair more interesting. So that's when I did my first puppet show. Was in the science fair with my friend Mark, and and I think it was grade 4 or grade 6. I'm not sure. I can't remember. And my cousin is also named Mark, and that's who I made that first puppet with. So there was a lot of Marks, people named Mark in the first few years of my puppet career when I was just a little kid. And then Cameron, I forgot about puppets, or I didn't forget about them, but I didn't do anything with puppets until high school. And then in high school, I had an awesome teacher named Mr. Ball who allowed me to do a puppet, make puppets for a project. Instead of traditional visual arts, he sort of bent the rules for me. So instead of doing painting or sculpting or anything like that, I made these puppets. And I copied the style of the Muppets, and they turned out really well. And so I was happy with that. Sorry, the phone is ringing in the background. And then, um, okay. So sorry about that in the background. I'm just gonna go turn that phone off. One sec. Okay, I think I did it. So yeah, I made those puppets in high school, and then I didn't really do anything with them. I just made them. One of them is Curtains, like a character that I think. And a bunch of other puppets. And then I just sort of went to university and I took business at university and I didn't do anything puppet wise. But when I came out of university, I had a job working at Toys R Us at the toy store. And I had a friend who worked at Toys R Us with me. And she also had another job working at the bookstore, Chapters or Indigo, it's called. And she said, oh, sometimes they have people come in and do entertainment for the kids. So you should come in and do puppet shows. So her and I did puppet shows for the kids in the bookstores for a little while together. And then eventually more people would join us who worked at the bookstore in doing these puppet shows. And eventually the management said, you got to do these puppet shows by yourself because we can't have all our employees doing these puppet shows. So that was a good thing because that taught me how to do puppet shows by myself. And that's what I've been doing sort of ever since is puppet shows, one man puppet shows. So once I started performing at the bookstores, then it kind of grew, the business grew organically. People would ask me to do birthday parties and then daycare centers and then libraries. And now that's what I do is I don't do birthdays too much anymore, but I do mostly daycare centers and library puppet shows now. And it's still just me, but I do have a person that works with me named Sandra who does helps me and does her own puppetry workshops. So we teach kids how to make puppets, but also do their own puppet shows. And that's where we are right now. I do puppet shows, but also these workshops. That's the newest thing that I do is I wrote a book, which I don't have a copy of with me, but it's called You Can Do a Puppet Show, and it's a puppet show. It's a book for little kids, and it teaches them how to do their own puppet shows. And so that's what I want to do. I have a motto or a saying, and it's the world needs more puppet shows. And that's why I wrote the book, and that's why I go in and teach kids how to do their own puppet shows because I believe that the world will be a better place if there are more puppet shows in it. Cameron, does that answer your question? It was a long answer, right?
Yes.
My apologies. All of the answers going forward will be shorter, maybe.
Want to see some samples of the Muppet Show?
Sure. You got some there?
It's on YouTube.
I love the Muppet Show. Hmm. Cool. Who's your favorite Muppet, Cameron?
Elmo.
Elmo. Cool. Who's your favorite from Sesame Street? Who's your favorite Muppet from Muppet Show?
Kermit.
Kermit the Frog. Good one. Do you want to know my favorite Muppet?
Yes.
Thanks for asking. My favorite Muppet is it changes all the time, right? I sometimes have it's complicated. My I often say Animal. I love Animal because he's so wild and it must be fun to do a character like that that's so wild. I honestly love all of the characters I think that Frank Oz did originally because I feel like they had he was a master or is he's a masterful puppeteer and Animal is fantastic. Miss Piggy is so amazing as a character. Grover is so amazing as a character. Fozzie Bear is just an absolutely adorable character. Who am I missing that Frank Oz did that was so amazing? I mean, there's so many good examples. But Sesame Street characters wise, Grover is my favorite. And he's another Frank Oz character, right? Bert from Bert and Ernie. I mean, these are great characters. I love Frank Oz. I mean, Jim Henson was fantastic, but I think Frank Oz was like is amazing as the character, does amazing characters. You should interview Frank Oz. What a good idea. Have you tried that?
Sometime in the future.
Absolutely. I think you can do it. You just gotta, you're very persistent, right? So you just gotta keep contacting Frank Oz and see if you can get him to be in your podcast.
Okay.
All right. Oh, hello, Cameron.
Bye.
I'm a dog. I'm a dog. There's another dog barking in the background. That's a different dog. I'm not really barking, just hanging around. What's your name? Well, thank you for asking. My name is Steve.
Hey, Steve.
How's it going, Cameron?
Good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good. You got any kibble? You got any liver treats? Starving. We'll feed you later, Steve. Don't worry. You just got to do the podcast for now. Oh, okay, sorry. I'm always thinking of my stomach. Do you know what I mean, Cameron? A dog's got to eat, you know? Mm-hmm.
Here you go.
What do you got there? Oh, thanks. Thank you, Cameron. Now I'm full. What I usually like to do after I eat is I like to either have a nap or go outside and go to the washroom. Mm-hmm. But I'll stay. I'll stay in case you want to ask me any questions.
Who made you?
Well, this is a good question. Thank you for asking, Cameron. Who made me? Did you? No, Cameron, I didn't make this puppet. Do you know who made this puppet? I suspect you know who made this puppet. Do you know? I'll just tell you. I'll just tell you, Cameron. I was made in Quebec, in Laval. I was made in Laval, Quebec, by Stephen Barkley. And Stephen Barkley, he's not a dog, but he's nice. And he lives in Quebec, in Laval, Quebec. And he has a company called Diabolo Puppets. That's right, Diabolo Puppets, and you can buy them on Etsy. hmm So I didn't make this puppet, Cameron. Stephen Barkley made this puppet. You may or may not have heard of him. Have you heard of Stephen Barkley?
Yes.
Have you contacted him for an interview?
No.
You should. He's very nice and he would love to talk to you, I bet. And during COVID, when I couldn't do any, I'm going to put you down, Steve. Okay, I'm going to go. Bye, Cameron. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Steve.
There he goes. During COVID, Cameron, when I couldn't do puppet shows live, in schools and places like that anymore. I had to think of somewhere else to do puppet shows, so I started doing them on the internet, which is super boring. But in order to make it more exciting for myself, I would not have a script. I would just come up with a few ideas in the morning, and then I would do the puppet show in the afternoon on the internet live, just to keep in practice and just to keep it interesting. And it turned out to be really fun. And then I contacted Steven, who I already knew, and I just asked him, excuse me, um, can you send me a few puppets from your collection? And he sent me a whole pile of puppets. And then I started doing the wild world of the Diavolo puppets, which you can watch some episodes of on YouTube. And that was a really good experience for me because I learned how to do a puppet show from nothing, take it from nothing to a almost fully formed idea, short, like a short puppet show, in a very little short amount of time. And that's what I teach kids now is how you can make a puppet show from nothing within a very short period of time. Because it's fun. It's fun. It's like doing a sketch, right? It's fun to make a painting and it's fun to make a complicated drawing, but it's always good to do a sketch before you do those things. And sometimes the sketching of the idea is more fun and more spontaneous than the final product. So that's what I like. I like the unpolished, improvisational kind of puppet show sometimes. And so that's what I do at the beginning of each of my workshops is I get ideas from the kids and I tell them it doesn't have to be perfect. That's the most important thing. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just do it for fun and make mistakes and learn from your mistakes or don't learn from them. Just keep going. That's what I always say is like, it doesn't have to be perfect. And so I get ideas from the kids and I improvise a puppet show for them. And it should hopefully show them like I'm willing to take a risk by doing this puppet show with no pre-organized, pre-thought out script. And I hope that it encourages them to do the same thing. And I always encourage, like I said, I always make sure that they know it's okay not to be perfect. Because sometimes when we worry about it being perfect, then we just don't do it, right? It's sometimes there's a block. So I try to eliminate blocks and make things simple for the kids to do their own puppet shows and also for myself. Make sure that keep it as simple as possible. That's why in my puppet shows, even I don't use any lighting or anything high tech. I use a speaker, that's all, just for my voice. Make sure my voice is loud enough and so it doesn't get worn out. You have to look after your voice, but um, I'll keep it very low tech, portable, simple. It's, I think it's important for, well, I don't know. There's all kinds of different ways of doing puppetry, but this way, simple way that I've come up with. It allows me to go into a lot of different places and expose people and kids to puppet shows, and which is something they may not have seen before. And I love it because it's a very old art form, right? Puppetry. It's been around for hundreds of years. And people have been doing like the solo puppet show like I do for a very long time. Like Punch and Judy is a solo puppet show, right? But there's all kinds of different styles, but that's just one of them. Recently, I was in Japan and I got to see Bunraku puppetry, which is where they have a team of puppeteers working on one character. And so one guy does the feet, and another person does the left arm, and then another person does the head and the right arm. And they do it for a very long time together. They work together for decades sometimes to get good at it. So that's another way of doing it. There's no limits with puppetry. There's so many different ways to do it, and there's so many different stories that can be told with puppetry. There's no limits, right? Puppetry can be about anything. It can be about the future, it can be about the past, it can be about space, it can be about things that haven't happened yet, it can be about our cultural experiences, it can be about our family experiences, it can be about our pets. can travel all over the world in one puppet show. You can go to another dimension in one puppet show, right? Can travel back and forth in time in one puppet show. There's the magic of puppet shows, and you can make believable characters and take your audience with you to these places through their imaginations. So it's a powerful and overlooked art form. I think you know that, right, Cameron? Because you do some puppet stuff yourself, right?
Right.
Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm.
Where do you do your puppet things? Do you do puppets performing on anywhere?
I just want to show you a YouTube video.
Sounds good. Let's see the YouTube video. This is the introduction to the YouTube video song, Cameron. Let's see. Tilt your screen up, tilt your screen up. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Let's see the YouTube video. Let's have a look. Let's see the you. Cameron, you like this song?
Yes.
Thank you. I wrote it just now. It's brand new. The video is loading, the loading video screen. It's just a black screen so far, but get ready, everyone, because it's gonna be a YouTube video. Cameron, is it gonna be one of your videos that we're gonna watch? No, it's gonna be one of my videos. That's a picture of the monkey show. Is this a video or just a photo? Oh, that's me on Daniel Cook. I see. Oh, wow. What's the year on that video, Cameron? Can you see? Oh boy, it's going to be embarrassing.
2004.
Ah! Don't say that out loud. 2004. That's 2000, that's 21 years ago. Shocking and terrifying. Is the video going to play or is it just a still photo? No volume, no sound. I think in this, don't be too shocked, everyone. In this video of me 21 years ago, I look very different and younger. And I think, Cameron, have you watched this already? Do I have a mustache?
Yes.
Yes. Is it a nice mustache?
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, Cameron. You're very nice. I'd say that's debatable, but you can put it in the comments, everyone. Put your opinion of my mustache from 21 years ago in the comments, and maybe I'll grow it back. You like my mustache?
Mm-hmm.
Is it playing? Uh-oh. Mustache, mustache, look. There it is. That's right. Look at that mustache. It's a bit blurry, right? You can see Daniel Cook does not have a mustache, but I do.
Mm-hmm.
Question. My favorite kind of puppet, I think, is a hand puppet. Hand and rod puppet.
Mm-hmm.
Sped up. Sped up for some reason. That's okay. We don't have to watch it. We don't, if you don't, we don't have to watch it. I'd rather just answer your questions, Cameron. People can Google this later if they want to.
Want me to show you one? All right. This one.
Okay, it's
This is
working.
a hand and rod puppet. And he's called a hand and rod puppet because your hand goes inside. And then you control his arms with these rods. Hello. Hi, Daniel. Nice to meet you. Hmm? Nice to see you, Daniel. Are you having a good day? Mhm, mhm. Are you having a good day? I am. Yes, thanks for asking. I'm having a very good day. Hmm? I'm glad. So that's my favorite kind. Okay, Daniel, you and I are going to do a puppet show. Mhm.
Mhm. Ah, thank you for taking me all that time back in time, Cameron, to 21 years ago when I was a much younger man and I had what's this? Mustache. I had a frightening mustache. Cameron, I don't know if you know this, but if you put a mustache in a puppet show, the kids think it's hilarious. I don't know what it is about mustaches, but kids think they're funny. And I honestly think I think they are too in a sort of way. I like your mustache though, Cameron. You have a nice mustache.
Thanks.
You're welcome. What's Cameron? What's Daniel Cook up to now? You Googled it, I think, didn't you before?
I did.
What's he doing now?
He was making a puppet.
Yeah, he was back then with me in that show. He was making a puppet. But what's he doing now? What's his career? Puppeteer?
Well, he was an engineer.
Think so. So he chose him, even though I tried to teach him to do puppet shows, he chose a more lucrative career path, right?
Right.
Everyone chooses their own path. It's okay. Engineer. He's an engineer, right? How old? So that was 21 years ago. Daniel Cook, like he's looks like he's about what, 8 or 9 back then. So he's probably like 30 years old maybe now. Something
Hmm.
like that. Yeah. What else do you want to know? Cameron, what else can I tell you? Can I see some of your puppets?
I'm gonna put this blanket around the painting.
Okay. Do do do. I see lots of puppets in the background there, Cameron. I got lots of puppets. Do you make your own puppets, Cameron?
I do.
Nice. You gonna show us any? Or is that what you're doing right now?
I need to show this to curtains.
Sorry? Curtains isn't here. I don't have curtains with me.
Oh no.
I know. Sorry to bum you out. Curtains is not here. I have a bunch of other puppets here, though. Talk to the Purple Pirate. He's pretty famous. He's not as famous as Curtains, but he's pretty famous. I'll get him. He'll talk to your puppet, maybe. He's buried in his suitcase. There he is. Oh, ahoy, Cameron. How are ye? Are ye good?
Yes.
Aye, good. Where's your puppet? I heard here say that there's a puppet of yours nearby. Where they be? Where's your puppet? Cameron, let me fix my beard. Oh, that's better. Look at me beard. I fixed me own beard. Mm-hmm. Cameron, how are ye? Are ye good? Oh,
I'm
I know what you're. So you wanted to show curtains, a painting you made of curtains, right? Is it a is it a reveal? It's underneath the sheet.
ta-da!
Oh, whoa, that's awesome. Ah, Cameron, I know curtains, and he's gonna love this painting that ye made of he. Cameron, ye are a good artist. Cameron, what did you use? Paint or markers?
I used to paint in markers.
Paint and markers. I love it. I love it. Cameron, are ye gonna take a picture of that painting and send us a copy of it? Just a digital copy.
I'm gonna send this to you in the mail.
Oh, Cameron, we would love it if you sent that to us in the mail. That would be amazing. That's cool. Or if you want to keep the original, you could just send us a copy, Cameron. Whichever you want to do. What I love it. That's a great painting of curtains. You put all that time and effort into painting one of my characters. I'm very flattered. Thank you, Cameron. Aye, Cameron. Thank ye. Thank ye. Hmm.
Did Stephen Barkley made you?
No, I made this one. Thank goodness, Cameron. I'm showing you one puppet that I made, right? I do make my own puppets when I'm not too lazy. This one I made. Do you know Project Puppet, Cameron? Have you ever heard of that?
No.
No? So there's a website called Project Puppet, and they sell patterns for making simple puppets. So this puppet is made from one of their patterns. I think it's the pinhead. They have different ones for different head shapes. One's called the pinhead, one's called the advanced sock puppet, one's called the roly, I think. And these puppet patterns are pretty reasonably priced, and you just buy them and you get a PDF download of them, or they'll send them to you in the mail, I think. I don't even know if it's still around. This was a long time ago. Project Puppet. And for a while, I used the puppet patterns to make a bunch of puppets. So when I made the Purple Pirate puppet show, I used the pinhead pattern to make the Purple Pirate. And then I used this other pattern to make this guy. Yes, that's right. My name is Orlando. I made this guy out of another. This is a simple sock, advanced sock. I think it's called advanced sock, Mike. You're right, Orlando. I think it's called advanced sock puppet pattern or something like that. I have a beard too. Look. Hmm. Yeah, it's a good pattern. Those patterns are good. There's one called the melon head, and it's got a long shape to it, like Ernie. You know, Ernie's from Ernie and Bert from Sesame Street. Ernie's got a long, horizontally direction, directional, whatever head, and Bert's is like pointy and tall. So they have a good visual contrast against one another. So yeah, I made those puppets. I try to make my own puppets if I can, but I don't always have time. And I really like using the Diabolo puppets that Steven makes in Quebec. So I end up using them a lot because they're just very lightweight and they're compact and they're well made and they have good characters. One thing I like about Steven's puppets is he often does this is he makes like teeth. Hi, look at my teeth. Ah. These ones don't show up so well because there's so much fur on this puppet, but I like the way Steven does teeth on his puppets. I think it's funny. I think it's funny too. By the way, my name is Cheesy. Hmm. A lot of the times, Cameron, when I can't think of a name for a puppet, I end up naming them like after food. That's because I like to eat food and I don't have such a good imagination sometimes. Do you know why Curtains is named Curtains, Cameron?
Hmm.
Have I ever told you this story? Can you guess? Are you Googling it?
I don't know.
I'll tell you. I named Curtains Curtains because he's made out of something you hang on your windows to cover them up. Mm-hmm. He's made out of curtains. My puppet Curtains is made out of my grandmother's. The original one is made out of my grandmother's old orange curtains. So then I called them curtains because I couldn't think of anything else. But this is a classic story, right? When some young puppeteer makes their first puppet or one of their first puppets out of something that's around the house. Because it never has to spend, you never have to spend a lot of money on puppets. That's the other beautiful thing about it. It can always be like done for almost a zero budget. And Jim Henson famously made Kermit out of his grandmother's old coat. He just sewed it, he cut it up, sewed it up into a character. You can go from having an old coat that's ready for the garbage to having a puppet in like one afternoon, a whole character. And think of it like that character grew into a whole cast of characters, and then a whole show, and then a whole movie franchise, and then beyond, right?
Right.
So it's important. Oh, sorry, what were you going to say, Cameron?
Prince is made of curtains.
Exactly. Curtains is made out of curtains. And I have another character named Lacey, and she's called Lacey because her hair is made out of shoelaces. So it's like that. I use things from around the house or from the dollar store to make puppets. And this is what I try to pass on to kids and people who want to learn about puppetry is like, don't overthink it, right? Don't make it too complicated for yourself. Something that I need to learn too, my own self, but I try and remind myself it doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes simpler is better, especially when you're doing something for the first time or something that's new, right?
Mhm. Where's curtains?
Curtains is probably in my basement. Yeah, he's in one of the shows that I don't do right now. I don't do it too much. So I stopped using curtains. I have a show called The Monkey Show, and curtains used to be the star of that show, but I got the impression that curtains maybe was scaring the kids a little bit. I'm not sure if it was true or not, but I stopped using them for a little while, and I put in another character called Yeti, and then curtains was only really in a show that I have called The Little Red Rocket Ship, which I don't really do anymore. And so that's why he's packed away in a suitcase, in the suitcase that contains that puppet show. Because I have different suitcase for each puppet show, or I have like this suitcase that's behind me, it has all those puppets in it, has two puppet shows in it. That one has Purple Pirate in it, and it also has Forest Trek in it. And so because I don't do the Little Red Rocket Ship show anymore as much, it's packed away in my basement, and that's where curtains is. The newest curtains. I've remade curtains like three times because gets old and gets wrecked, so I had to remake them a few times. And that's another reason I don't use them as much anymore because the third one is starting to get wrecked, and I don't have the time to remake him right now. It's a lot of work to make a puppet, right, Cameron?
You should go to the basement and get him.
No, it would take too long and it'll be too boring. It's okay.
Are you upstairs?
I am. I am.
Somehow I was able to chat with Curtis.
I will pass on your sentiments to Curtains when I see him.
I
So,
wish
oh, go
Curtis
ahead.
would come upstairs.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna go get him. But why don't we see some of the puppets that you made? Can you show us some? Or some of your puppets in general? No, like bring them up to the camera.
I only have the elephant and rhino.
Okay, let's have, can we see it?
They're right up here.
Okay. You don't want to go get them and bring them to the camera?
No.
All right. No sweat, no problem.
Should be able to do the voice of Curtis.
Oh, I can do the voice of Curtains. Hey, you guys! How are you? It's me, Curtains. Everybody say hello, Curtains. Mm-hmm. Now try saying it like this. Hello, Curtains. Mm-hmm. Good, you guys. Try it. Copy me. Here we go. Cameron, here we go. Hello, and spin. Ooh, and wiggle. Curtains. Hi, hey, you guys. That's like Curtains' catchphrase. Hey, you guys. He says that all the time. And this spinning thing and the wiggling thing works better when you have the puppet on your hand because Curtains has a long nose like this guy. And so when you do that, I'm not Curtains. I'm Curtains' cousin. Hey, I'm all covered in fur. Woo, 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 woo. I love a puppet like this, right? With the long nose, because you get a lot of like movement out of it. And that's what Curtains has. He has the long, pointy nose. Just like you. Yeah, just like me. I'm not Curtains, though. I'm Curtains' cousin. Mm-hmm. I'm all covered in green fur. And that's why I am called Guacamole. I just made that name up. I've never named this puppet before, and now he's called Guacamole because he's the color of guacamole. I never know if you say guacamole or guacamole, but he has the long nose. Everybody say hello, guacamole. That's the idea behind that. Those puppets with the long nose. I don't know. When I first made curtains, that's I really wanted to copy. I saw some. There's some background character on the Muppet Show that has a nose like that. I think he's like a weasel or something, or it's a lady with glasses, but she has this long nose. And I just remember being a kid and thinking that character had good design. So that's what I wanted to copy when I made curtains. That long nose, like it shows in the painting that you made of him. Do you know that character I'm talking about, Cameron, from the Muppet Show? Do you remember? With the long, there's one. It's like not one of the main characters, but a background character.
Hmm.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I remember. I think there was a lady that had a long nose like that. Maybe she was in this. The scenes in the Muppet Show where they're dancing in the ballroom and they do little jokes. I think she was in that. Maybe good character. I always love watching the. That's one of the reasons I love the Muppets is because there's so many, such a vast array of characters in the background. There's always some character like it's hardly ever on the Muppet Show, but you're like, oh, who's that one? You know, it's not always just Fozzie or Kermit. It's fun to look at the other characters. I always thought that. Remember when they came out with what was it called? Muppets Tonight, like in the 90s or whatever. And Clifford was the host. I think it was Muppets Tonight. You remember that?
Hmm.
I always wished that instead of Clifford, it had been Scooter. I always thought that because that was around the time that Jim Henson passed away, right? And they didn't have anyone to puppeteer. Well, they had someone to puppeteer Kermit, Steve Whitmire. But I just and then they but instead of using Kermit to be the host of Muppets Tonight, they used Clifford, and that didn't make sense to me. Because Clifford was new, he was a good character too, and I can see why they did it because Kevin Clash was like the puppet captain or whatever. But I thought it should be logically Scooter should have inherited the duties that Kermit had because Scooter was really like the backstage assistant when Kermit was in charge. And so really he should have got promoted to Kermit's position once Kermit wasn't doing what he did anymore. And at the time, I think, what's his name? Who puppeteers Scooter at the time?
David Ruttman,
Now, right? But who did it back then?
Richard Hunt.
Richard Hunt. That's right. Good. Because Richard Hunt was still puppeteering for the Muppets then, so I thought it would have been nicer to give. So was Steve Whitmire, so it's okay. I, but I just thought he was one of the originals, and I thought that'd be cool. Anyway, and I always really liked Scooter as a character. I think he's got good design too. He looks so cool, and he's fun, and he's kind of innocent, right? Scooter's a good character. Cool jacket. You know that guy's jacket?
Hmm.
He's got a cool jacket. What else do you want to know?
Have you ever made TV appearances?
Yeah, besides Daniel Cook?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not too much though, right? I'm mostly a live performer. Lots of people make their living as a puppeteer doing TV and movies. I don't. And but I have been on TV as a guest sometimes. As you know, I was on Daniel Cook a long time ago. I was also on a show two times called Sue Warden's Craftscapes, which is an old craft show by a woman, a very nice woman from Oakville, I think, area. A long time ago, I was a guest on her show. And I was also a guest on Rogers Television many, many years ago. I was a guest on a community show, what's that called? Like a magazine show kind of thing. I was on that. And then I feel like I'm missing one too. Something else I was on maybe. Oh yeah, yeah. I did like an interstitial once for I think it was whatever the TV awards are here. My friend Mark, another Mark, set up we made a little interstitial where and the idea was that all the famous Canadian puppets were in a retirement home or something like that. So I got to see and use the puppets from Friendly Giant, which was cool. Rusty the Rooster and the Giraffe, Jerome. But then we used some of my puppets in it and all of that. So those are the only times I've been on TV. Not too much. It's not my thing. It's not my thing. I'm busy. I'm busy enough doing these live puppet shows. I don't have time for TV stuff. I'm sure it's fun. Have you done any TV puppetry, Cameron?
No.
No. It's okay. As long as you enjoy what you're doing, that's the main thing.
How many puppets are in the suitcase?
That suitcase behind me?
Hmm.
Let's have a look. So, I have a bag here. I'll start with that. And in this bag, it's not usually in that suitcase. This is a bag I just keep around for emergencies. So in this bag, I've got one, two, these two guys that I showed you. Another one, 3. Another dog, 4. And then that other dog that I showed you, 5. Right? And then in this suitcase, which contains all the puppets from the Purple Pirate, I have Third Mate Orlando. I have the Purple Pirate. That's 2. I have First Mate Kira. That's 3. Lobert the lobster, he's just made out of an oven glove, cooking mitt, oven mitt. That's what am I at? 4, 5, Graybeard, 6, Johnny, 7, 8. There's 8 puppets in that Purple Pirate puppet show. That's a lot of different voices that you got to do. Oh, and Desda does there's 8 or 9 puppets just in that suitcase for the Purple Pirate. So that's a lot of voices that I have to do and remember. And sometimes I get the voices mixed up. It's okay. My mom always used to say, my mom still says to me, don't worry. If you mess up the puppet show, no one knows how it's supposed to go except for you. So just keep going, right? I'm the only one who knows the script, and there's hardly even a script sometimes. So, no, that's not true. For the Purple Pirate and those puppet shows that I do, there's a script for sure. I have it memorized. So, there's about 9, and then all the props are in that suitcase, and on those the scenery is in there as well.
You should be able to show 9 of them.
Say that again.
You should be able to see 9 of them again.
You want to see them again? I knew you were going to ask that. All right, I'll go through them. Orlando, third mate. I'm one of them. Ahoy, it's me, the Purple Pirate. I'm also one of them. 2. Oh, hello. My name is Third Mate Johnny, and I'm the third mate. I'm also one of them. That's 4. What are we at? 3? You got to keep track, Cameron.
3. Your image just froze.
Yeah, you froze too. We must have had a problem there. It's okay now, though.
4 again?
Yeah, that's 4. And then there's me, Graybeard. I'm the oldest pirate in the sea. Oh, ahoy. How many is that?
You should show the island again.
Okay. The island again. Yes, because we froze. Hello, it's me again, Des the Desert Island. I'm number 4. Right? 4. Then we go 5. Back to 5. Oh, yes, it's me. Ahoy, I'm number 5. Graybeard's my name. Bah! I have 2 hooks. One from a shark, one from an alligator. And then I got 2 pig legs. Mm-hmm. Graybeard, what number is that, Cameron?
5.
5. Then we get to first mate Kira. What? Oh, hi, Cameron. Nice to see you. I'm the first mate. My name is First Mate Kira. Ahoy. What number is that?
6.
6. Oh, yes, look who it is. It's me, Lobert. I'm a lobster. Hey, Cameron, how's it going?
Good.
Okay. What number am I?
7.
It's a lot of puppets. We got a couple more. Hold tight. Oh, lovely. Hello, Cameron. I'm a bird. My name is Martha, and I'm a seagull. What number am I?
You're number 8.
This is exhausting, Cameron. One more. Here he is. He's he's the point of the whole show. That's what? Cameron's here. Hi. Oh, Cameron. I'm a whale. Look at my tail. What number am I?
9.
9. I'm the last one. That's it. 9 puppets in that puppet show, Cameron. I was right. My initial count was right. 9 puppets, 9 voices, 9 different personalities. It's a good show. I like that show. It's fun. But yeah, it's good. It's based on the Three Little Pigs. That's what I do sometimes. I take the stories that people know and I change them to make them my own. So I took the pigs out of Three Little Pigs and I made it the purple pirate. Instead of pigs, it's pirates. And instead of a whale, no, instead of a wolf, it's a whale. Genius!
I need to talk to Orlando.
Ah, hello, Cameron.
Hi, Orlando.
How's it going?
Good.
Okay. What do you want to ask me about?
Who made you?
Who made who? Who made you? Who made who? Ain't nobody told you. You know that song? No, it's okay. That's an AC/DC song. Who made who? It's from the movie Maximum Overdrive. I love that song because it makes me think of puppets. And your question, who made this puppet? I made this puppet. This puppet is interesting because before he had a beard and he was dressed up like a pirate, he was regular. And I entered him in a contest on Project Puppet, which is where I bought those patterns. And the puppet won best design. But it was mostly because I emailed everybody I knew and asked them to vote for him. That's right. That's right. I'm Orlando. My name is Orlando. I'm the second mate out of all of the mates.
You should sing You Are a Pirate.
What?
You should sing You Are a Pilot.
Is that a song? Or do you want me to make it up?
Make it up.
You are a pirate, you, oh, you are a pirate, you. I mean, you used to be regular and then you went on to the high seas. And now you are a pirate, and now you are a pirate, and now you are a pirate, but you're a pretty nice pirate, not one of those ones who steals everything and is murderous.
Murderous.
Yeah, sometimes those pirates, right? Not me though. Nice.
You should,
Strictly chasing after whales.
you
Mm.
should take off that hat.
This hat is glued right to my head, Cameron. It's glued right on there. Look, I can turn right upside down, Cameron, and it doesn't come off because it's glued on with glue. He's bald underneath there, Cameron. It's just what's that called? A three-pointed hat. I don't know what that's called. It's not a nor'wester. You know those hats, Cameron?
Hmm.
No, that's not a nor'wester. What's a nor'wester? It's like one of those rain hats. That's a rain hat. No, it's raining. It's raining pirates. Cameron, it's raining pirates. Okay, all right.
I just want a virtual hug.
Oh, yeah, virtual hug. Let's go. You ready?
Ready?
Ah, 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 ah. There you go. Good hug, Cameron. Nice one. Ah, ah. It's tight. I'm okay. I'm all right. Okay, let me go. Let me go. Thanks, Cameron. Oh, that was nice. Woo! You're strong. There you go. Look at the pipes. Look at these pipes, Cameron. Yours are better. Is that it?
Got it.
Yay! I got yours. Got it. I put it right in my face. Yep. 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 This is how I dance. Look at my legs. I'm dancing. Okay. Now I must rest. Bye, Cameron.
High five.
Okay, Cameron. What do you think?
I like it.
Me too. It was a fun interview. I hope.
Syrup of the image froze.
It's okay. I didn't even notice. Uh, 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 uh.
You should have a monster bite.
Oh, what?
Monster bite.
Monster buy?
Bite.
Monster bite.
With that orange puppet.
Okay. One monster bite. Then we gotta go, I think, right?
Right.
Okay. What's this guy's name again? Cheesy. I forget what my voice sounds like, but I'm called Cheesy. You ready for a monster bite?
Ready.
Ah. Um,
Ah!
there you go. There you go. How do you feel? You okay? You see, when a monster gives you a monster bite, it seems scary, but actually, it's a sign of affection. It's a compliment.
I'm scared.
Okay, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath, Cameron. Take a deep breath. Copy me. You're okay. You're okay. I'm sorry I scared you with my monster bite. If you like, you can give me a monster bite back.
Hug.
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Ready.
Ah, yeah. That's a good hug. That's solid. Rock solid. Okay. Woo! Hey, Cameron. High five. Nice one. All right, Cameron. It was nice talking to you.
It was nice talking to you too.
Okay, I'm gonna go have a nap. Bye bye. I'm gonna go have a nap too, Cameron. It's past my nap time.
Where are you calling from?
Well, you called me, but I'm in Brampton, which is near Toronto.
Maybe I wanted to see curtains back in what time?
Hmm?
What time and day do we do our video chat again?
Uh, oh, we can do another one another time, sure, but not right away. We should wait a little while because people will get too bored of listening to us talk to each other. So we'll do another one in the future, okay?
With curtains?
Yeah, with curtains.
Could it be on
Cameron, why don't we schedule it like we'll just talk after after this meeting and we'll schedule it then. 'Cause people don't want to watch a schedule the next meeting on the podcast, I don't think.
Friday?
No, we'll do it. We'll just talk after the meeting about when we're going to do it. Okay?
All right.
All right. Because I got to go.
Well, Mike, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thanks for having me, Cameron. My
Is,
pleasure.
is there anything else you'd like to say?
Nope, that's all. I wish you all the success with your podcast and your puppeteering, and I'll see you next time.
Nice. Stay
Nice.
tuned for more guests coming up. Until next time, peace.
Peace. Bye, everybody.